Now for the cell-mediated immunity. Here we have in green the antigen-presenting cell presenting the yellow antigens to the helper T cell that is shown in pink. The helper T cell responds by producing cytokines, which are chemicals with the ability to turn on the entire immune system. So the helper T cell is something like the boss or the coordinator of the entire immune system. It enhances non-specific defenses such as inflammation. It also gives permission to the B lymphocytes to make antibodies. So it enhances antibody-mediated immunity. The helper T cell also enhances cell-mediated immunity. Here we come across another kind of T cell called the TC cell or the cytotoxic T cell. The cytotoxic T cell, like the natural killer cells, kill virus-infected cells and cancer cells. However, these are highly specific and they need the input from the helper T cell in order to proceed. And remember that the helper T cell is the boss. Now let's take a closer look at cell-mediated immunity. We'll start with the cytotoxic T cell that is shown here in green. When it comes across the enemy cell, which is shown in red, it releases a protein called a perforin. The enemy cell could either be a virus-infected cell or a cancer cell. These perforins help to make a hole in the enemy cell. The cytotoxic T cell then uses this hole to introduce the enzyme called granzyme that is shown in blue. The granzymes induce the enemy cell to undergo apoptosis. In other words, the enemy cell commits suicide. This is very much like the natural killer cell. However, one difference is that the cytotoxic T cell must be activated by the helper T cell. It is highly specific and so it waits to be primed by the helper T cell.